Hello everyone, we're back, and this time it's all about instinct. Instinct everywhere. And that seems to be the theme of this episode, is instinct, and pretty great. We get the return of Professor Pyg and Mr.Toad. Their return since the pilot, actually, so that was pretty good. And I think all around we get a better performance out of these guys. Wouldn't you agree, Blue Dragonfly?
I would agree. And let's not forget to mention their big goal for the episode. They're committing crimes against fashion. The fashion industry, to be precise.
Yeah. So the whole thing of this episode is Batman is teaching Katana about following her instincts most of the way through. And while going through that, they have to solve this mystery of what Professor Pyg and Mr. Toad are all up to. Mainly Professor Pyg. But, yeah, all the way through it. And there's a point where they think they've stopped them, and it turns out they haven't. And it's all to do with that classic controversial nursery rhyme, Bar Bar Black Sheep.
Why is that controversial?
Well, apparently it's not very popular because it's all about a black sheep, apparently.
So it's a black sheep, so what?
Yeah, I know, I don't get it either.
Just a sheep that's the color black. They're the black sheep in the family, like...
Yeah, I don't get
like
it.
Like a black
cat,
I don't know. Either way. Now you got me thinking nursery rhymes. Darn you, Magpie. Anyway. So yeah, this is, I would say this is another in the line of solid episodes we've been getting.
I would say it's solid, but it's not as good as the last two. But
fair enough. It's not as good as Control in my eyes, given the last three that have been released since they've really... Again, I would say since Control, they've really kind of started the show. Since the introductions are out of the way and such, now he's teamed up with Lieutenant Gordon and teamed up with Katana. He let him in the loop, so to speak.
Yeah,
and again, very little Alfred, by the way, I want to mention. We haven't really gotten Alfred since Control.
Yeah, so I'd like to see what's going on with him. But he hasn't been really the focus of the episode, so that's all right with me. It seems like they're paying more attention to Katana, and that's all right. But I don't remember too many episodes of the original animated series where Alfred didn't at least show up briefly.
True. It's like, the main hallmark of the animated series is just the Batman story in general. You're going to have a scene where he's reflecting or doing detective work in the Batcave, and Alfred's going to have a quip or something really helpful to say.
Yeah. Yeah, so...
Anyway, so Alfred's gone AWOL. Maybe he's on holiday for all we know. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, this episode, you notice we're starting to get... Well, they've been a lot of reoccurring villains so far. We've got an Anarchy returning, Lady Sheep, we got Tobias. Well, they've all been reoccurring. We're starting to come full circle here with, not entirely full circle, because next week's villain, which we'll get to at the end of the episode, but we get, we get Professor Pyg and Mr. Toad, who are from the pilot, as we all know.
Yeah, as I mentioned, we haven't seen them since the pilot. So what have they been doing? They've been laying out plans for this one. They're crimes against fashion. They take out a few people that or attempt to take out people where they're hurting doing stuff with fur specifically. It seems to be the main.
You get more of the eco-terrorism theme.
Yeah, which is cool. I like that.
It's kind of sad to say this isn't the first time there's been an animated Batman episode about attacking the fashion industry. It's a little sad to say, but this one was a good one at least. Better than the other anime episode. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Calendar Girl.
Yeah, and
he kind of puts the
what was it, the seamster guy that does stuff with, I guess, leopard skin or leopard print.
Well, he did. I thought.
Like kind of a saw trap. It looks like it's going to cut.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that never made.
They gave him a little dance.
Yeah.
Just notice like the little details that went into it. They give him a little dance. It's like a quiet moment where he's sewing, and basically Pig and Toad come up from behind him. They scare him.
So, yeah, all that stuff though. It turns out all that stuff with the Baba Black Sheep was just a distraction, so they could concentrate on the main objective, which was to blow up a ship in the yacht.
Yeah, because Bruce Wayne has a yacht, Magpie.
Yes. Bruce Wayne knows yachts.
True. He also knows fashion.
Yes, he knows fashion. I love those moments, by the way. Yeah, the whole point is they're supposed to build up heat on these things. I guess it's the invitations or something that they've printed this substance on or whatever it was, and it's going to blow up the yacht. And that was kind of interesting, I thought, because we get yet another ticking clock, but it keeps getting manipulated in speed. So that was kind of interesting.
Well, it's not so much. It's not so much that it's like purely on the invitations. It's like they collected an invitation from the scene. No, actually, no. I thought it was Mr. Toad who sent out the invitations.
Yeah.
Because you can tell, it was good detective work on their part. She had Katana consulted one of your favorite characters, Jason Burr.
Yeah.
Who's currently working for the League of Assassins, by the way, unbeknownst to himself.
Yeah.
Had him do some analysis and found out, there was like some sort of incendiary toad residue on it.
And
basically,
which is interesting.
Basically, they lined the bottom of the boat with that, and they put like these heating coils, so when it's heated, it basically will blow up the boat.
Yeah.
After a certain time is gone by.
Yeah, I liked that.
Oh no, I'm sorry, not after a time. Actually, that's not time. It's like people entering the boat.
Yeah, but then they're like, stuff this. We're gonna just heat up the ship.
Yeah.
It's like, why didn't you just do that to be... I guess they were waiting for everyone to get on board so they could take out everyone.
Exactly.
But then they were like, stuff it.
They planned this thing so smartly that Batman and Katana wouldn't be able to find them. That basically they'd be on the ruse and they think they've saved the day with the defusing of the bomb in the parking lot of the fashion building.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, but overall, I like... thing about Pyg and Toad, I've mentioned in the first episode... These guys are creative characters, because they are based off of Grant Morrison's creation, the Circus of Strange, and they got the Professor Pyg was a demented surgeon, and Toad was part of the gang. Actually, so was Phosphorus Rex in episodes earlier. But the point is, interesting characters, and I like how they've been dealt with here as eco-terrorists, and I like how they keep the Doctor theme alive with Pyg. So they're kind of suggesting maybe this guy. They can't go into detail. At least they've left the suggestion open that he could be kind of like a mad doctor of sorts, with maybe he created Toad. Who knows? He could have spliced Toad for all we know.
Yeah.
But, again, they keep it open. At least they give him like the kind of the surgical weaponry, which I like. And I love the, again, I'm a big gadget guy, and I love, we had like the taser, they were taser paddles.
That was cool. I liked that he had different things.
Just to mention this, the creators, again, I mentioned this episode previously, but the creators always give Batman, mention that Batman would be really obsessive, like the point he can't turn off his instincts in this case, but turn off his ability to detect crime and such. Like, this man's over there is having an affair. Or that man over there is stealing from the register.
That weight is stealing from there, yeah, so that was interesting.
And he basically can't turn that off, but also they mentioned that Batman would get injured a lot, and would get some of that heroes getting shot the crap out of.
Yeah. So, that again, some interesting stuff, but nothing that says, this is this is an episode you can't miss. I'd say that this was skippable, but if you watched it, you probably still enjoyed it. I don't think it was as good as other stuff we've gotten recently, but it's still good. It's still good.
Yes.
It's
I
a
would
little
agree
out
with
there,
that.
but it's still good. It's still good.
Yeah, you're like me with that one episode. You're
Yeah.
like me with the 7th episode, Family.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll agree with you. That sounds about right. You don't need this one. However, I will say this one does something maybe a little better than the first appearance.
Yeah, it's like
Seeing
if
these
you were
characters again. Sorry.
yeah, if you were disappointed with their first appearance, you'll probably be like, "Oh, this was a bit better," and that was good.
It's not that I was disappointed or anything with their first appearance, but I like those characters, and I guess the point I was trying to get at, but I got distracted. Silly me. What I like these characters. I want to just see the reasoning for why they're so connected with, why they are eco-terrorists. We've gotten that since the first episode, which was great, and again, the plots are good, how they have something against people who, either root out the environments of animals, or in this case, make animals into clothing.
Mm.
Plus, there are people, against fur use and such in fashion. Basically, that's an almost relatable motivation for crime in this case.
Yeah.
I say almost right because there are people, there are activists, and some of them can go too far, some not. And I like that. I just want to kind of get a motivation to why, why does Professor Pyg wear the pig mask, and why he possibly augment Mr. Toad, or why is Mr. Toad a toad? That sort of thing. I want just a little more. I like the crimes, and I like that. I just want a little more clue to the motivation, which is not against this episode. It's just something maybe we can get in the future.
Yeah.
Again, just something we're getting good plots from these guys. Just want to see them kind of why. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. We need to know why.
A few other side notes. Would you like to cover Dr. Burr?
Dr. Burr?
Jason Burr.
Yeah. I was just doing some research on him now. I think I know what's going to happen to him. He's going to become pretty much a snake.
Oh, come on.
Don't believe me?
I know what happens Should we tell the audience?
Yeah. Let's just say he's going to become. Let's just leave it if he's going to become pretty much a snake.
Well, that's in the comics, though. That's the thing. However.
Yeah. Well, he's sort of in and out of his good side, but I don't think that's necessarily true. That was your thought, but I think he's like full on dark side. Not the character dark side. He's full on like he's evil now, and he's just hiding it, and he's doing a pretty good job. But it seems like this is gonna like maybe destroy Katana later on. So that's my theory with that. But he's sort of in league with the League of Assassins. Yeah. And he's helping them out steal the Cortex thing. Iron Cortex.
I don't know, I still say he's under mind control. That's what I'm saying. I don't really see the snake thing in there. I don't see the darkness. I thought that was just the symptom of him being under mind control. He's a little irritable, or maybe it's like inadvertently coming out to control him.
Yeah, I think maybe this is like leading him down that path. Like he's gonna.
It could be interesting, but I don't know. It seems more mind control because at the end he has glowing green eyes, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't he have green eyes at the end when he's talking to the League?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a thing. If he didn't have green eyes, I don't know, I might be on board with you. But they gave him green eyes even in the previous episode. They've been setting this up, so could be interesting. I won't rule that because you were right about the dating thing, but still, I don't know.
Yeah, I saw that coming, man.
I was saying I like the idea. I don't know if it's going to happen, so we could be just repeating ourselves here. Who knows? But I don't know. It just doesn't. The evidence seems against it in this case, but I could be wrong. What did you think about him trying to cop a feel? Maybe.
No, he was trying to kiss the Katana. I can't blame him. Oh, she's already kissed him once. I don't know why.
And she does have a nice design.
Yes.
Still, Katana's again. I really like the Katana character. I love that ice cream scene, by the way.
Yeah, I did like that. I have earned this.
Oh, that's great. No, she's
we're getting into that softer side of Katana, which is really cool.
This isn't even against that movie, but I can't cite this as an example of what I want to see in female characters. either in comics or in just, in film and such. Just seeing female comic characters get this quality. Or just good female characters have this quality. I just want to see those moments like Katana's having here, where she's still super effective at her job. She has like softer moments, like comedic moments on the side. Like I want to see this with Black Widow in Avengers a little more. Just want to see let the guard down a little bit.
Yeah.
But, just again, that's nothing against that movie. That's not even a problem because they kind of address it, but it could have been showcased a tiny bit more. Just a tiny bit more. Point is, so I want to see female characters let their guard down now and again, instead of just being uber tough, like I'm too tough for a relationship or anything, that sort of thing. It'll make me less of a person, that sort of thing. I don't want that. But also, we got some cool gadgets, like Katana has a line addressing it, which is really great. You have exploding goo balls? You have a better gadget budget than I do. Or something along those lines.
Yeah, so overall, I would definitely say this is a very good episode. I'd give it high points, but it's not mind blowing, but still.
Sorry.
And that twist at the end, if I'm looking at the timer and I'm like, there's still something else there. I just
two things. One, I think we should discuss Bruce Wayne. Him, much like the first few episodes, particularly that first episode, him kind of referring to himself as Bruce Wayne, kind of dividing the two people.
Yeah.
Which, again, we're probably going to discuss this further in the finale after the season's done. But I just kind of noticed that again. It's the show kind of. That's an interesting idea, kind of Bruce Wayne kind of learning in his earlier days. He has to kind of be a Bruce Wayne who at his core is Batman, and Bruce Wayne's a mask. However, he's kind of the way he described him here was Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne knew this, or don't remember the lines where he says Bruce Wayne likes yachts, or Bruce Wayne knows a lot about yachts, or Bruce Wayne knows a lot about fashion. That's fine. That's perfect. I'm just saying later on at the very end when he's in the cave with Katana, he's just saying Bruce Wayne had a hunch and Batman followed it. That sort of thing is what I'm talking about. That's kind of a Batman looking for a sense of identity. It seems like they kind of seeded that in. That's been in the first episode, and it's ironic that in the episode with Professor Pyg, they do that again with this Professor Pyg here. I don't know. It's saying it's not a problem at all. I'm just saying I wonder if they're going to explore it further or not, or if it's even there to be explored. Just him kind of, realizing he has to be Batman has scored Bruce Wayne as the mask, and he has to integrate them both instead of keeping them separate, or else he's going to be less effective. That was the first episode that I talked about that in the first episode, but we'll see where it goes. Just put it that way. That's not a problem at all. The Bruce Wayne nods were cool in the episode. Just wondering where they're going to go with it by the end. And one last thing about Bruce Wayne, actually. Do they know that Batman's Bruce Wayne, the League of Assassins?
I think they may have a suspicion of who he is.
There was a line at the very end of this episode when Jason Burr's talking to League of Assassins, where he says, "Don't worry about Wayne or Tatsu." Wayne or is it Yama? Do you remember Tatsu's last name? It's Yamashiro.
Yamashiro. Yeah.
Don't worry about Katana. Don't worry about Wayne or Katana. Now, he mentions Wayne. They won't stop swinging the Iron Cortex. I wonder if they mean it was Bruce Wayne and his bodyguard, seeing that Bruce Wayne is alive because they thought they killed him. At first, Bruce Wayne doesn't stay dead for long, as many people will notice. But I don't know. It could be a coincidence. They could write it off like that, but it might be a little interesting if they know that Bruce Wayne is Batman. Who knows? Because he is under mind control, so he wouldn't remember if they shook him out of it. Who knows?
Yeah.
So, I just wanted to bring that point up, just to kind of bring it up. Well, I think that's all I have to say on this episode. Again, it feels good, but it felt like a great episode.
Yeah.
Not perfect, but,
I'd say good. I wouldn't say great.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
You're right. But, one last... I'm sorry, I keep adding on here. Genuinely last thing. Just about the episode title, Instinct. I like how they see it in there, and this is one of the episodes that titles that doesn't really, one of the episode themes, that doesn't necessarily, like, you would expect, were you expecting Katana to trust her instincts by the end of the episode?
Yeah.
Now, we didn't get that, though. This was an episode about Bruce. By the end, it was Bruce Wayne going with his instincts and just kind of trying to impart that lesson. I was expecting Katana to use her instincts and kind of come to the conclusion, or in some way use her instincts by the end of the episode to save the day. She didn't do that, though. But still, the lesson remains about trusting your instincts in Bruce Wayne. So is that a problem at all, or?
No.
It doesn't bother me. I just thought it was interesting to bring up. But.
Yeah.
Well, unless you have anything to add, you want to talk about the next villain they're bringing back?
They're bringing back my female alter ego Magpie next time, and that will be at the end of the month. So we'll probably try and get together. Pretty much try and get together again before we go over the time like we did this time around. So hopefully hopefully the next episode will be up before the end of the month. So probably around Halloween we will have gotten together and done done this, and it'll be up. So we will be back together for that.
I'm looking forward to this next episode. Oh boy, am I! This is voiced by the wonderful Grey DeLisle. Can't wait.
Yes.
Anyway, again, overall, good episode. Good episode, solid episode. Not as good as the other ones, but still solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So remember, folks, beware the Batman.
Beware the Batman.